Hey guys, it's Elda. I am in Florida, in Pensacola Beach, and I'm about to do a live with one of my favorite people, Skeeter Jessop. And I just thought it was appropriate as I'm about to interview an active duty Navy SEAL that I am here with the American flag behind me. And I'm going to just show you where I am at the beach. So this is my view. This has been my view for the past week. And my kids are down there somewhere. You can't see them over the sand dunes, but they are over there laying out on the beach. Let's see if you can see. Look, I just love this American flag hanging from my friend's condo. Hey, Jackie. Hey, Marty. You like that flag? Skeeter? So let me just show you really quickly again that my kids are over here down at the beach, and I have been here for a week. It's absolutely heavenly. And my whole point of showing you this is that I am still working, even though I'm technically on vacation. And what I love about this business is that it doesn't matter where I am, anywhere in the world, we can build a business. So let's get started. He is one of my heroes. And let's see, I see him here. Okay, I'm gonna add him online. Whoops, let's see where you are. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. I know he's here. Skeeter, you represent everything that's good about that flag.
Hey, Eldo, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm kind of vacationing like you are, except for I'm trying to fix water heaters and all kinds of stuff. But it's awesome
wow,
to have
you're
me
a
on here.
handyman
Thank
too?
you.
Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. If this bounces around a little bit, it's because I don't have a little holder and we're driving down the road.
No, that's okay.
Ruthie's driving, you know how she is. So you see me do this, I'm like, oh, and you're like, no, just kidding. She's a good driver.
It's like you in a helicopter, right? Like you're in a chopper.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get started. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good deal.
Okay, let's see. I want to just make sure. Okay, so hey, Tracy. Hi, Jackie. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. You guys, this is going to be a really good one. Skeeter and I did an interview about a couple months ago, and it literally, I mean, he just has an amazing and very compelling story. So if you're watching this and you're on my team, or if you're on his team, please share it, share, and let's get as many people learning about his story and what we're doing with this business. So my first question to you, and I know you've probably said this many times, but I think it's important for my audience and my network to learn about your background and where you're coming from and how you got involved in this business.
Okay, so I have I've done a lot of things, so I've got a lot of variety in my background. But bottom line, Navy SEAL, flight paramedic, a few other things, and I hated network marketing. It was like, if you said the word, it was like the devil to me. And about 6 years or so ago, I moved back to North Carolina with my wife for a year or so. And while we were back there, I'd married my wife, Ruthie. She came straight off the farm and didn't have a lot of friends and family and people to socialize with. So we moved back to North Carolina. She wants to help bring in some income for the family and stuff, because those in the military know it's always hard for a spouse to be able to just go find a job and get hired on and work, and then 3 years later uproot everything and start all over in a different part of the country, or even in a different country, depending on where you get moved around to, right? So she wanted to find a source of income that she could help pay the bills and all that, but that wouldn't completely, she wouldn't have to start over every three years or so, right? So she wanted to join a network marketing company, and I about threw up in my mouth when she said that. And I was like, oh, hell no, babe, we ain't doing that. I ain't joining a pyramid scheme, Ponzi scheme, and I had all kinds of names for it. But the bottom line, in my mind, it was a scheme, and it took advantage of people. Her and I grew up in a community in southern Utah where we saw a network marketing company, a MLM company, like literally every month roll through. And I just had enough of it. Like I hadn't seen anybody be successful with it. So I figured that the system must be extremely flawed. Anyways, I also didn't know anything about it. I just knew what I had seen with my eyes, and I didn't understand the concepts, why it even existed or anything. Fair warning, if I break up here a little bit, I will hop right back on. I'm going through a little bit of a cut that might drop me. So let me know.
Okay.
If I disappear, just let me know, and hopefully I reappear. Anyways.
Okay.
So she decides she wants to do it anyways. And I was not a good husband at the time. I was not supportive, trust me. We had many arguments late at night about how this is such a stupid thing. But fine, let's do it. The buy-in to that first company was $6,500. We lost our ass on that first company. We lost every single penny. And then I really hated network marketing. So she went through several different companies over the years. Some were good companies, some were bad companies, but they all had one problem in common, and that's that there was never any leadership to teach her the skill set to how to be successful. So she learned a lot, but it was through hard experience. It wasn't because somebody could say, hey, look, this is not what you do. You don't hunt your friends and your family down until they hate you and they can't stand to have you around. These are the kind of people that you would like to bring into your business, and all this stuff that we have learned through hard experience. Well, she learned through hard experience, but all I saw was money going out of my bank account. So she finally got into a company about 2.5 years ago, and after a year, she started to make about $400 a month with this company, and I was happy because now money wasn't going out. It was, some money was coming back in. At least we were breaking even. And there I was happy, and then everything changed. And I don't know if you want me to go into that right now. Do you?
No, it's okay. I want to talk about how you were introduced to Vasayo specifically and what changed your mind.
Okay.
Like, I love when you talk about the conversation, the real man-to-man conversation you had with Rick Gutman.
Yep. So that leads me into where everything changed. A year and a half ago, the chick that had been helping Ruthie get the success to where she could get $400 a month, she called us and said, hey, I'm quitting this company. I'm going to go work for another company, and I'm going to become a multimillionaire. And I was like, that's funny. No, you can't just go jump ship. We finally started making money. That ain't happening. But I wanted to know a little bit about why. I'm like, what would be so valuable that you would give up what you have and the team that you have here and go to a different company? She's like, well, there's this guy named Rick Gutman. He's a multimillionaire. He spent 5 years being personally trained and mentored by Robert Kiyosaki. That's the author of the Rich Dad, Poor Dad book. And he made millions of dollars in real estate, in gemstones, diamonds, and most of his money was made in network marketing. So why would a guy that has all this financial education and all that be doing network marketing? It was kind of an intriguing thought, and he was a multimillionaire. Anyways, he told Kim, this lady's name was Kim, he's like, Kim, you need to come and work this business because it's absolutely going to take over the world. We got disruptive products, the timing's right, the leadership's right, all this stuff that made this Vasayo company so much better of an option. So I'm like, okay. She tells me about this. I didn't really care about Vasayo at the time. I just wanted to talk to the multimillionaire. I didn't know any multimillionaires. I want to see how this guy thinks. So I got on the phone with him. It was late at night, and we drove around this little town in Nevada while we were talking to Rick on the phone. And something happened to me that night that changed everything in my perspective about network marketing. So the first thing was that this is a very successful person that has made all this money in all these different industries, yet he's coming out of retirement to work a network marketing company. Why would he do that? And it was interesting because it was the first time in my life I'd ever talked to anybody in network marketing that wasn't trying to sell me something. This guy didn't want my money. He didn't want me on his products. He didn't want me in his team. Like, he didn't care if I joined him or if I didn't join him. But he started telling me things that I had never even considered in network marketing. One, why it's such a successful business model, why so many people do it, why Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, even Trump and other people are such big proponents and supporters of the network marketing system. It's because it is the greatest system of wealth creation in the world. And for us poor people, it's literally the only feasible way for us to become multimillionaires without, massive investments and everything else. I mean, you can do it for $1,500. So he explained why it existed, and then he explained why Vasayo's going to take over the world, and he explained that he didn't need me and his team. And then he explained that this company has 5% profit sharing, and he explained that it's going to be $1 billion company in 5 years. And all these things just got my head spinning, and I was like, oh my, this is it's like too good to be true. So finally I'm like, Rick, listen, dude, I've been shafted by enough of these companies that I need you to look at me in the eyes through this phone, and I need you to tell me that this is not a scam. And he started laughing at me, and he's like, ha, bro, really? You think that I'd be on the phone with you if this was a scam? And, he said the whole Navy SEAL thing, whatever. I mean, that's not important, but it was like I insulted him that I would even bring up the fact that he would work a scam. And he's like, I'm a good businessman. I'm honest businessman. And he was, and he is. He's one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. And he's like, I would not be on the phone with you if this was a scam. Trust me. And he's like, listen, dude, I don't need your money. I don't need you in my company. I don't need you in my downline. I don't need you. But if you want to join me, I will tell you what I will do. I'll take you by the arm, and I will teach you the skill set to be successful, and I will take you to the top of this company with me. And I thought, holy shit, this guy is real. Finally, somebody who's real. I can follow this guy. This is a guy I can deal with. Okay, Rick, what do I need to do to sign up? Well, Marty, you need $1,500. You need to buy the Founders Pack, and then you need to start learning the skill set. That's where I come in and I teach you and I mentor you. Okay, so I'm an impulsive buyer. I decide, you know what? I'm gonna buy into this. I'm no genius, but 5% of $1 billion, that's a shitload of money. Let's face it, right? So I'm gonna get involved. But I'm an impulsive buyer, and I didn't have the money to get involved. I knew I was gonna have to get a bigger credit card, so I decided, fine, I'm gonna get a bigger credit card, but I need to make sure that I'm not doing something stupid here. So I called about 5 different business owners that had no idea, obviously, what Vasayo was. Some of them owned their own nutritional companies. And I'm like, listen, it's going to cost me $1,500 to buy into this, but I have a multimillionaire as a mentor, and I have products that are flipping crazy. Like when you start looking into the technology behind the products, I'm like, this is pretty awesome. Anyways, to a man, they all told me I'm an idiot to not get involved, because they're like, dude, the worst thing that happened is you lose $1,500, which you actually don't lose because you get $2,000 worth of product. And you get a multimillionaire as a mentor. I mean, how much would I pay if I wanted Tony Robbins, Ty Lopez, Grant Cardone, or any of these other guys to be my personal mentor? That would cost me a fortune, right? I get that for $1,500. Okay, I'm in. So we get a bigger credit card, and Ruthie and I both decide that we're going to do it. We both buy Founders Packs, and we bail into this company. And then I started to learn the skill set, and that's when the success started to happen. And I think I went probably way past what you wanted, but hey.
No, that's perfect. No, that's perfect. You know what I love is, I love the way that you described how, I look at you as a man of integrity and, and honor. And I know that when you learned about Rick, you saw somebody that is the same. He's a man of integrity. He's a man of his word. He's a man of honor. And just like you said, he's a multimillionaire who's willing to literally take us by the hand, teach us all the skill sets that we need to learn to become millionaires. And for those of us that are willing to work hard, put in the work, be persistent, be consistent, we can develop and build a cash flowing asset. So I want you to talk about that. I want you to talk about how you are, you deployed, and how even after you deployed, the money was coming in, and how big your team is, and how you have a team that's, in several countries, and how you and Ruthie are building your business.
Okay. Yeah, so we signed up and we took off, and we started having a lot of success. I started realizing that when I did what this guy told me to do, when I followed the steps that he told me to take, and I quit hunting friends and family, and I learned the acumen, and I learned the nuts and bolts of the business, the philosophy of the business, and the things that actually matter to people about business, the cash flow quadrant and things like that, I started to have a lot of success. And I shouldn't say I say, when I say I I mean Ruthie too. Me and her, we work together. We're a team, and we leverage each other. So with the success, I knew that I was going to be deploying soon, and I didn't know how I was going to be able to maintain the team and all that. And Rick came up with this genius idea that he was going to create a business school for everybody in his downline, and he was going to personally train and mentor everybody for free. So this guy spent $500,000 in many years learning his education. He's going to turn around and give that to everybody in his downline for free. So I thought that was pretty amazing, and he did. He followed through with that. He created an Overcome Nation business school, and 3 nights a week for an hour, we get some of the best training you could ever imagine, and it's free. So he told me about, so the whole idea behind network marketing is you're building a system of wealth, right? People work for money, systems create wealth. Instead of working for money, where I'm like, okay, what was my paycheck today, tomorrow? How much money did I make today? Instead, I have a different mindset that I'm building a system of wealth, a system that's going to make me money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And as you build your team bigger and bigger, that system gets bigger and bigger, right? And more money starts coming in. So I learned about passive and residual income. I didn't even know what that meant when he told me that. I was like, what the flip is passive and residual income? And he's like, oh, bro, are you really that dumb? Yes, I am, obviously. Okay, let's learn about passive and rigid. I can't even say the word now. That's how dumb I am. I'm telling you. No, so he's like, so let's learn about passive and residual income. So we did. Then he says, this is the asset that's going to start developing into that. We worked for a month and a half. I deployed. I didn't work the business at all for 8 months. 7 of those months I was deployed. There were some family issues with Ruthie and some drama, so she didn't work the business as much then. But the bottom line is, for 7 months, we didn't work the business while I was gone, and then we didn't work it for a month after I got back. So 8 months, we didn't work the business. But here's the kicker: passive and residual income. I got paid every single Friday from the first paycheck Vasayo ever sent out until now. Every single Friday I have got paid. I got paid today, and all that is residual income and passive income. It's a system of wealth, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's what we're trying to do here, right? Instead of trading hours for dollars, I get paid 8 different ways, and it doesn't matter. I can go be working on a water heater and jump in the truck and be cruising across town with Ruthie, and I'm still making money in this job, right?
Yep. So how many people, I want to explain, what we talk about also, Skeeter, is we talk about how we're building a cash flowing asset. Like you said, building a cash flowing asset where we're creating residual income that's going to be paying us for generations to come, because this is going to be $1 billion company, multi-billion-dollar company. And so what we're building now is we're going to be rewarded for it for, like I said, for generations, for decades to come. Can you talk about how many people you have in your team?
Yeah. So last I checked, we were about 980 something. So we're getting close to 1,000.
Okay. So I want you guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want you guys to listen to this. Skeeter and his wife, Ruthie, have built a team of 900 plus people. Every single one of these people that are on their team is an invisible franchise. That's what they are. They don't work for them. They are their own CEOs building their own business. And what they're doing is, you guys are leveraging these people, right? You're leveraging these people because everything that they do, just because you shared this opportunity with them, you're able, and you help them, you plug them into a business school, they are able to become successful. And the only way that you're successful is if you help your team. That's one of the things that I absolutely love about this business. So tell me about, how you guys are building and growing, and what changed in your mindset. Like, what has changed where you guys, you're understanding what Rick is teaching us, through this business school, and how has that helped you grow as an individual and as a businessman?
Well, I think the leadership is the biggest aspect of all of that, the servitude leadership. So the business school teaches you the philosophy, the nuts and the bolts of the business, so that it makes it so you can sit down with anybody, no matter how rich or how poor they are, how successful they are, or how unsuccessful they are, and you can explain why network marketing is a better system of wealth creation than any other system. And once you learn how to do that, then that helps them in their understanding as well. So in order to understand that, you have to understand a lot about the corporate business structure. I didn't know much about the corporate business structure. I also didn't know that, we're taught from basically childhood to feed the corporate business structure machine through schools and college and educations and all that. People don't want you to think like entrepreneurs. People want you to go to work for them and make them money. Well, the entrepreneur mindset is completely different, right? And then instead of like trying to I don't know, kiss people's ass and climb up the corporate ladder, trying to get that next rank and all that stuff, it's the exact opposite. I have the most success by helping the people in my downline have success as well. The more success they have, the more success I have. And then when they do the same thing, then it turns out to where everybody is trying to help everybody else be successful. And then you start to see tremendous amounts of success. And as you get more and more people on your team, they start accomplishing way more work. So if I got 951 people, I did the math back when I had 951 people, but when I had 951 people on my team and they all work 1 hour a day, that's 951 hours of work that got done in one hour towards building my business.
Exactly.
How big could you build your business in 951 hours, right? What if they work 2 hours a day? If they work 2 hours a day for 5 days a week, that ends up being 51 years worth of work in 1 year. So it's been crazy, like the snowball effect. And when you start explaining this to people, they start saying, holy shit, I now see that this is how this can be successful. And they start seeing the light, right? This is the light that Marty never saw until Rick showed him the light. So thank you, Rick, for showing Marty the light. But
and you know what? I love you mentioned it briefly, but I want to go back to it. I know in my career, when I was in corporate America, I only got paid two ways, right? I had a base salary plus commission. And with your career, you probably get paid two ways, right? You might have a raise every year or every few years, and you have your salary. But in this business, we get paid in 8 different ways. And so what we're doing here is, for people that don't understand, I want you to know that I was the same way. And, both Marty and I, we were the same way. We didn't understand this business. It's so misunderstood. And it's because we're misinformed by people that are, presenting this business model in a very cheesy manner. And I think at the end of the day, the thing that makes us so unique, and I want you to talk about it. Well, there are several things. Leadership to me is everything. Okay. You can have a company that has great products. There are a lot of companies out there that have great products, but if you don't have good leadership, the company will crumble, right? That's like in what you do. You have to have solid leadership in order to be successful in your very, very, dangerous situations, right?
Yep.
So with this business, it's Rick Gutman offering us a free business school. And I want you guys to know, Marty mentioned this several times. This isn't like a fraternity. This is literally a business school where he goes live 3 days a week, where Rick Gutman goes live 3 days a week teaching us, this multimillionaire, teaching us real financial literacy, real business acumen, and like Marty said, the philosophy of the rich. What I want you to talk about is, I want you to talk about the leadership of Dallin Larson and why you believe this is a company that's going to go to $1 billion.
Okay. Yeah. Me, like the most of the rest of you, didn't even know who Dallin Larson was when I heard his name. But I knew both of the companies that he built to $1 billion in sales. So in the network marketing world, since the year 2000, only 13 companies have gone to $1 billion in sales out of the 42,000. Dallin has taken 2 of those to $1 billion in sales. And this is his 3rd company that he's taking. And I have talked to multi-millionaires in Amway and other businesses that say Dallin Larson is the god of network marketing. He builds the biggest businesses in the world in network marketing. That is true. So this is his 3rd one. It will be successful. Anybody that's ever met him will know him as one of the most humble people I have ever met in my life. And it just is mind-boggling to me that somebody so humble and so decent and can build such massive businesses. I mean, when you're hanging out with him, he's like your best friend. It's crazy. I mean, you've met him before. You know how he is. It's very interesting. But this is what it is. He's one of the greatest leaders in the world in this business, and he makes some of the other, like the people under him, that the greatest leaders in the world as well, right? Because good leaders follow each other, right? So he's teamed up with Daniel Piku, and some others. And his leadership is such that multi-millionaires, big players in other companies are coming over to Vasayo to work this business because they know for a fact that this company is going to overtake, if not all, most of the other network marketing companies there are in the world. This guy that I was talking to in Amway, the first thing he asked me, I was trying to bring this guy into this company. I didn't even know who he was, but the first thing he said is, who built your company? Like, who's the owner of your company? And I said, Dallin Larson is. And he just started laughing. He says, dude, you're going to be wealthier than you ever dreamed of if he's building that. He's like, Dallin Larson doesn't screw around. He's like, I have no doubt in my mind that your company is going to overtake Amway at some point. He's like, that's just how it's going to be. I'm not going to give up Amway because I make all these millions of dollars a year for yours. But if you stick with it, trust me, you will be successful. I thought, wow, what a compliment coming from a competitor, if you will. That's how they feel. And he got the young, I can't even say the daggum word. He got the Ernst & Young Entrepreneurship of the Year and all that stuff too. Utah CEO of the Year. But he is the greatest leader that I know of in all of network marketing. And Robert Kiyosaki says it the best. You can have the best product in the world, but if you don't have a leader, you don't have a company. And that's true. We've seen it over and over and over again.
And you know what? Everything that you said reminds me of something that, that I feel that the way that we're building, we're building with integrity. Like, we're having these conversations. Like, I'm having a conversation with Marty as if he's sitting here I'm in a kitchen in this condo, and we're just having a conversation, talking about our business, talking a little, about our products, talking about why we're growing, why we are so attracted and so confident about our success with this company. And all we're doing is just informing people, educating them about this industry, educating them about this company in particular. And we're not going after other people. Like, I am not, just like Rick teaches us to grow with integrity. People are reaching out to us because they're intrigued. They're intrigued about what we're doing. Why is our language so different? Why do we know so much about, about businesses? Just like you said, you and I can sit down next to any business owner, any multimillionaire, and have an intelligent conversation because of what we've learned.
Exactly.
And I've only been here 6 months, and I had no experience in network marketing. I didn't know anything, and you know what also, Marty, is I didn't approach this as somebody, well, a lot of people say, Elda, you have experience in sales, so you'll be good at that. And I'm like, no, that's not true. I haven't, everything that I'm doing, I've learned from Rick Gutman and from his business school. And so what I love is that, again, we're attracting high quality, high caliber people because of the way we're sharing the information, the way we're sharing the business model. We're not, trying to sabotage anybody or say any bad things about any other company. All we're saying is we really believe in what we have. We really, we understand what we have in the palms of our hand and how valuable it is. And that's why we are working so hard. I mean, when you're not deployed, you could just sit at home and be with your family and enjoy your family. But what you're doing here on the side is building income for your family, as I mentioned before, for generations to come, for your children, for your grandchildren. I know your wife just had a baby. You guys just had a baby
Yep.
a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
And, and it's a beautiful thing to see someone like you, who is so focused and dedicated and driven to provide more for your family. And I just admire you so much. And, I'm so grateful to you for taking the time out of your day for to do this with me and for me. And I want to ask you, do you want to add anything else?
Yeah, just to your point about the success. So in this industry, it usually has about a 2 to 10% retention rate because like we said, back to leadership. Leaders don't create other leaders in this industry most of the time. People get in off the hype and they don't get the skill set, and thus 90 days later they fail because they don't know how to talk business philosophy. They don't know how to sit down with business owners. They don't know how to sit down with cold market contacts and explain why this is better. The only thing they know how to do is get their own warm market signed up, and then after that, it's over for them, okay? So it ends up being a 2 to 10% retention rate. Well, in Overcome Nation, we have a 94% retention rate. That means most of the people who get into this business stay because they know that they have something that most other companies do not offer. I mean, I don't know of any other companies that offer what we have, but I'm sure it's out there, but I don't know about it. So it's something that we have that's pretty awesome. And we have profit sharing. That's one of the biggest thing that got me involved.
Yes.
It's 3% most of the time, but there's for a very limited time, you can get an additional 2% profit sharing if you buy what we call a gold for gold pack before August 9th. So you got 2 weeks to get that package if you wanted to get the additional 5% profit sharing. And that is a huge deal. Mostly because most companies do not offer profit sharing unless you're making $1 million or more a year with that company. And then even if you do get the profit sharing, it's usually 1 to 2%. You got 5% in this company. So 3% comes out of one pool, and then another 2% comes out of a different pool. That is not a huge difference right now, but that's going to be 5 years from now when we're $1 billion.